All right, here we go. Hey, Alex. This is my submission for exam one. Um, I think it's interesting. The questions that you asked are very simple, but like when you break it down, they can be complex, and it's interesting to kind of look to see what we've taken from the class so far. So we'll go ahead and just get right into it. The first question: what's your identity, and how do you show it? I've mentioned this before in the um, what are they called? The discussions that we've had. But my identity is I'm a child of God, and this belief it shapes the way that I live, the way I act, the way I treat other people, and it's a good reminder of why I'm here. Um, Kind of the discussions that we've had in class, with social identity theory, which explains how people form their sense of who they are based on the groups that they belong to. I've been blessed to grow up next to God fearing people, and it's shaped who I am. They like love to serve other people. They try to be humble, and I think for me personally, that's helped me to grow to be a kind person, as well as to serve other people and to shape who I am and how I kind of view myself. The way I show it, as I've talked about with other people, is I try to help others, serve them in any way that they need, try to be kind, and just to be a good person in general, try to respect other people, and do what I believe God has asked me to do. So those are just some of the things that I've learned with that question. For number two, what sort of things do I do to show my personality, and how does my perception and the perceived perception of others factor into this? I'm a pretty competitive guy. I love sports. I love playing games with my family and friends, and so that part of my personality comes out a lot. Just trying to get better every day, and playing those games, I can be a little too competitive sometimes, but I feel like I've definitely toned it down as I've gotten older. This kind of plays on the idea of products and activities often reflect aspects of my self concept, and so just buying into the idea of sports being such a big impact. I've definitely spent a lot of money on sports, um, and it has helped me to become more confident in myself, especially when things really don't matter. How do I handle those situations? Um, how do I have kindness towards people that I'm competing against? Um, Things like that. So the perceptions of others have shaped me a lot too. When I was growing up, I was cared a lot about what people thought of me, but now as I've gotten older, it doesn't affect me as much. It definitely does, certain situations, like will people like me if I don't know who they are? Will it really matter if they like me or not? Things like that. So I've definitely gotten more comfortable in my own skin. But that social self, we've talked about changing for people, how we speak to our parents versus our friends, things like that. I try to be lighthearted, try to make jokes, but ultimately uplift other people and help them. And so I think that has affected me a lot in my self perception as I've grown, especially from high school to college. So the last one, what motivates you and what drives seems to rule your behavior. Um, I think money motivates me a lot. I don't like spending it. I'm very frivolous in the things I do buy. I don't buy new clothes. I only go out to eat if I have a coupon and it's less than like $5 to $6. Um, that kind of goes to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I want to have have security for myself and my family's stability. My ultimate goal is to have financial freedom, and so I'm not a very good consumer in that respect. I try to spend as little amount of money as possible, but there are needs such as gas, maintenance for your car, rent, food. Me and my wife, we try to spend as little as possible, and we try to really dig deep on the things that matter most. So I try to drink more water when I'm hungry, kind of fulfill that need for my body, and eat good high protein foods without spending a bunch of money. So those are some of the things I've learned throughout this class. Thanks for the opportunity.